Hey guys, so I am 10 months post-op from having VSG Bariatric Surgery, and I wanted to come and share my experience with you today. So if you are new here, my name is Daisha, and this is Lux Plus Life. So where we talk about all things VSG related, and I sprinkle in a couple extra things here and there. And this month I feel like is one that I wouldn't have thought would be this eventful. I wouldn't have thought I would have had this many notes this far along, but I do. So here we are. I turned 10 months post-op officially yesterday because today is the 28th. So it would have been Saturday. I was busy all day yesterday, so I did not get a chance to film, but I am officially on summer break as of last Wednesday, which is very exciting. So I'm a teacher if you're new here and you didn't know that. So I have the whole summer off, which I am so excited about. I don't take it for granted at all. You know, as teachers, we work so hard. If you're a teacher, you know we earn these vacations. So I'm just so incredibly thankful for this time with my kids, with my family, and just to relax and just be and choose to spend the days as I wish. So I am so thankful for that. I am a little nervous. I haven't gotten to the thick of it yet. You know, I'm just on the weekend. I really only had technically just a couple days off work, and plus the weekend like normal. So I am nervous though, because I do thrive on a schedule, and I'm so used to my eating schedule with work, my exercise schedule with work. Now I can kind of work out any time of the day instead of just at night. So I'm gonna try to keep the same schedule working out at night. But we'll see. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. Maybe next month I'll know what did or didn't work for me. But I'm navigating this new because I got bariatric surgery just a couple weeks before I went back to school. So I was pretty much like just recovering and on a liquid diet for most of that time. And so I really didn't have time to establish a routine like outside of work. My entire routine has been involved in my work day. So we'll see how that goes. I think the hardest part for me is eating 3 meals on the weekends. Like I wake up and I don't feel hungry, so I don't eat. And then it's before I know it, it's 2 o'clock and I haven't eaten anything all day. And I'm just like, I don't know what I want. And I didn't plan it. And, you know, so that's kind of where I am with that. Okay, as far as my weight goes this month, between months 9 and 10, I lost 9.6 pounds total. So I want to say that's probably my smallest loss as of yet. But I'm still really super proud of that. That is making a total of 143.8 pounds lost total in 10 months. That's how much I've lost. So I feel really good about that. I've been working really hard. I'm actually about to work out right after this. And I'm excited about it. I've surpassed my goals that my doctor set for me. And now it's sort of just like deciding kind of where I'm comfortable. I do have obviously I met my first personal goal. That was just 200 pounds. That was my personal goal. And now I am 11 pounds under that. So, you know, I have an idea of where I'd like to be. And I think that's somewhere around 175 pounds, just because I'm 5'7". You know, 130 pounds isn't gonna look, you know, I would be just like skin and bones at that point. So I think 175 muscle and curves are still there, and that is what I want. So I really am happy where I am though. To be quite honest with you, I haven't been this small. I was I was bigger than this than when I had my son, and I was 18 when I had him, 17 when I found out I was pregnant with him. And I remember at my first doctor's appointment, I weighed 206. So I have weighed over 200 pounds for the vast majority of my life. And I'm really happy here. I'm super comfortable here. As far as clothing size, I'm super happy with where I am. Right now I'm in a medium large and a size 10 pants for the most part. I still have a couple 12s, but they're just a little loose. So I did go down another pant size, even though I only lost, just under 10 pounds this month. So it seems like, the less I have to lose, the more impactful it is on my sizes, on my, just my appearance and my measurements and things like that also. Some of the notes I have this month are just the fact that I feel bones in new places. That might not be something that you would think of, but if I'm just like laying in bed, I'll feel like a rib or like my hip bone stick out. Or one day I was just like scratching my back and I always felt like that vertebrae at the top, the very top one, but I can feel like 4 or 5 of them now, like if I move my hand down. And so that's different. I'm thinking, I was just like, maybe that's normal. I know that that's normal. Obviously, if you're not so extremely overweight that you can't feel any of your bones as I was, so it's abnormal for me because it's new to me. So that's interesting. That's different. I wouldn't say that's a victory in any way, like a non-scale victory. I don't think so, but I just took note of it because I think it's interesting. Something else about my body that's changed and that no one had mentioned it in any video that I saw, is that my armpits are a lot more like concave. Before it was very easy. I mean, I never thought twice about it. My armpits were just like pretty much flat. I don't know how to explain it any better than that. Now, when I try to shave my armpits, it's very difficult. Like I have to try to maneuver around it to make sure I get all of the hairs because it dips in so far now. And that's the strangest thing. But I took note of it this month because I'm like, I was having trouble. I cut myself. Like I really had to take extra special care now with that. And it's definitely strange. Oh, something else I wanted to mention that goes along with weight, like actual scale weight, is that my BMI now. My BMI has jumped down. It started out, my BMI was 52. Off the charts, extremely obese. I wasn't even in a bracket. I was way, way overweight. And my BMI is now 29, which is in the overweight category. So there's healthy, overweight, obese, extremely obese. That's kind of the categories, and I am in the overweight section. So I was proud of that. I am proud of that. Having a BMI that is not outrageous. I mean, that's quite a few points that it's gone down. And so I am still technically in the overweight category for my height, but to each their own. You may follow that and it be very important to you, or you might not think twice about the BMI scale. Let's see, I did have a couple doctor's appointments this month. Actually, I had them both last week. And if you watched my last video, I did talk about my menstrual cycle and kind of how it's changed a little bit since I had VSG. So if you haven't watched that, I encourage you to watch that if you're curious. But I did mention it to my doctor this month, and he said that that's very normal. He said that he notices that periods are longer in women that have had a bariatric surgery. He said even the ones like if they get pregnant after they've had the surgery and they'll do like a routine C-section on the mother, that he notices that they bleed a lot more. And he's noticed that for years, like over a decade. And he said that studies have come out to say that for whatever reason they do. And he said that might be the cause of why you're having such long periods. Now, my periods are not heavy the entire time. They fluctuate. They start out super, super light, they get heavy, and then they go away, but they're like 10 days long. And he said that's normal. He thinks it's within the realm of normal and nothing to be concerned about, and that things should level out with time. And I agree. I'm not super concerned right now. So that was with my OB doctor. And then I also had another, just a general practice, like a yearly doctor's appointment. That the lady that I see, she also manages my thyroid because my bariatric doctor does not manage my thyroid. I do have Hashimoto's disease, and it is basically like an underactive thyroid. So I take levothyroxine every day for it, 112 micrograms. And I have been on that medication for about 8 years or so, 8.5 maybe years. And my levels honestly have never been normal. So I just went for a routine, like, you know, checkup, blood work. She said, you've lost like 60 something pounds since December. That's awesome, you know. So very, you know, exciting to just shock people like that. She did know, she is aware that I've had bariatric surgery. And she's like, wow, you know, because she sees so many people that she doesn't remember off the bat. So that was funny. But I did get my thyroid checked. I got the results the next day, and they're going to continue me on the same medication at the same dosage, which is great because most of the time, my medication needs adjusting. I haven't had a normal thyroid level since I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's disease. It's always been high. The value for the TSH has always run high. Even when I take my medication, it was all over the place in both of my pregnancies with my girls. And I was just like, wow, like that's amazing. I feel like I've gotten my thyroid under control. I have no idea if that is related to the surgery or my weight or how I metabolize the medication, or if it's just a good dose, or maybe I'm just being a lot more diligent with taking my medicine now. But I just wanted to note it because it's definitely something that I was excited about and happy about, and I feel good. I can tell that my thyroid the medication is helping me because I don't feel so tired and sluggish and weak, and my hair is not falling out in chunks. So I feel better, and I'm so thankful for that. Speaking of hair, I did get a haircut just a couple days ago on Friday. So I don't know if you can tell, but it's kind of like half up, half down right now. But I did get a haircut, and I also got my hair dyed. So I just got my balayage touched up, and she did not make it as blonde as we normally do. Which I was a little sad about, but I kind of, she knows I've had bariatric surgery as well. And, she knows I lost a lot of hair, and she was like, let's just give you a trim, which she always cuts my hair every time I go. And we'll still touch up your blonde, but we want to make sure that you have a lot of healthy curls. And she gave me a couple treatments. She did Olaplex treatment, which is always mixed in with my dye, but also something called K18, K13, something else that's supposed to be really good for your hair as well. So she gave me some treatments, and my hair feels awesome. It looks awesome. It looks more full and amazing and fabulous, and I love it. I'm just obsessed. She takes such good care of my hair, and it's so much better on the end. Like, it's cut and it's even, and it's amazing. So don't be afraid to get the haircut. Get the haircut because it makes you feel a world of difference. I haven't lost as much hair since I've got my hair cut. It just that it just feels like a dead weight is off and my hair can just be healthy. I also put on here how I am working on toning up my skin. Things that I was insecure on, you know, we all have insecurities on our bodies. The things that I was insecure about on my body when I was much, much heavier are not the same things that I'm insecure about now. I thought for sure my stomach was gonna be one of my main insecurities. I thought for sure that was gonna be the first thing I wanted to get plastic surgery on, get a tummy tuck. No, my friends, it is my arms. Something that I never was insecure about, because when I was much larger, my arms weren't saggy. They were full of fat and they weren't hanging down. Now I have a lot of loose skin on my arms. No matter how much I try to tone them, I do all of the tricep extensions. I do, and I have for months and months, and I'm still working on it. But nothing can tone up loose skin that is hanging. And that is one of the main things. Like I'm buff. I work out 5 days a week and I am, you know, I have muscle mass now. I mean, I am pretty toned in my arms, but that loose skin is no joke, you guys. And that's really my main one, probably that and my boobs. But I breastfed a couple kids, and that is just kind of part of being a mom for some of us. So, but yeah, just dealing with new insecurities and learning how to embrace them and love yourself in new ways. You know, the things that I loved about myself when I was heavy and the things I love about myself now have shifted, you know what I mean? Like one of the things is my hair. My hair is not as thick and full and voluminous as it was then. And my hair has always been a big part of my identity, just having curly hair. And I don't know, it can be tough. And then, you know, something as visible as your arms, you know, now that it's summer and I want to wear, you know, short sleeve shirts, and I've got, you know, a body that I want to show off, and I feel insecure about my arms. So my stomach actually doesn't even bother me at all. It's like one of the parts that that I was so insecure about being heavier, and now I'm totally fine. So I wrote here the opinions of others. So it's interesting hearing opinions of others, especially when they are unsolicited. So I've had people see me who haven't seen me in a long time, and they'll say, oh my gosh, you're so small. You're too small. You don't need to lose any more weight, you know? And I'm just like, okay, like that's your opinion, you know, thank you. Thank you for the compliment, I guess. But, you know, people just feel very brave and bold to comment so heavily on other people's bodies and appearances. So you be the weight that you want to be, and you be the size that you want to be. And just because it is shocking to other people, that's not your problem, that's their problem. So, you know, I always want to appear healthy, and I do. I'm the healthiest I've probably been in my entire life right now at 32 years old, and I feel amazing. So you have to take that with a grain of salt. Or, you know, other people who, if they ask how much you've lost and you say 143.8 pounds, they're like, well, you don't look like you lost that much weight. And it's like, oh, okay, I don't know how to change that. You know what I mean? It's just like sometimes, or I had one lady who meant well, but, you know, it was her and another woman, and the other woman hadn't seen me in a while. And the first woman said, yeah, doesn't she look amazing? What are you, like a third of the person you used to be? And I'm like, I don't know how you came up with that arbitrary fraction, but yeah, sure. You know, no, I'm not a third of the person I used to be. But, you know, it's just interesting. People are going to share their opinions, and that's that. And that's just that. You have to take them with a grain of salt. They're just opinions. And something else that I really haven't touched on in the past, but I thought I would just touch briefly on it here, is not just people's opinions, but their perception of you. Navigating life in a smaller frame is different. It's a lot different than navigating it in a larger one. And people seem to, I don't know, value you more when you are smaller. And I've noticed that extremely, just people's reception of me, people's perceptions of me, you know, even in a work setting, I'm seen as being better than I was, doing better, even if I'm doing the same, you know what I mean? Or just even in public, if I go out and about, like I've had some pretty interesting experiences. Comment below if you like me to share specific details. I won't go into specific details just because I don't want this video to be forever long, but just, you know, I'm constantly stopped and told, I mean, even as a larger woman, I still was constantly always told that I was pretty, but people are just like, oh my gosh, you're a 10, blah, blah, blah. Like I'm happily married for almost 9 years, but you know, I get hit on a lot more. I used to not really get hit on very much. Just things like that, things that you wouldn't expect, or maybe you're just not prepared for mentally yet, happen. And you're like, oh, like this is why they're doing that, because I look quote unquote better now, you know, being thinner. And they might not, they obviously don't know that I was once larger. They think I just have always looked like this. So it's just interesting. It's interesting seeing both sides of it and living through that and processing that. It's true that people do value you more and people notice you more when you are smaller. So it's a real thing. It's a true thing, even if you don't want to believe it. And it's really kind of crazy to see. And then on a lighter note, I wrote, my last note on here is just about using straws. This whole time I've pretty much avoided using straws. I don't know for whatever reason, but it's in my plan that you're really not supposed to use a straw. They ended up giving me a straw at the hospital right after surgery. I don't know why it was in my plan that I wasn't supposed to have one. I think it's just because you can consume liquid too quickly, like much more quickly than your stomach can process it out. You know, takes a little while, and you can, I don't know, make yourself sick. I think that's why, but I have been using straws here and there. Like at a restaurant, if I'm drinking water, I don't want to drink out of like I was doing that for so long. Or if I have a mixed drink, you know, and it comes in a big goblet, I don't want to lift that whole thing up. You know what I mean? So I take small sips, but I'm not using straws every day. It's just like an occasional, like if I go out to eat kind of a thing, just because I don't want to eat out of the restaurant, or I don't want to drink out of the restaurant glasses. I would just prefer to use a straw, if that makes any sense. So that is about it for this month. Guys, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything you'd like to share with me, please feel free to do so in the comments below. Thank you so much for subscribing and sticking around here with me. Check out my Instagram at Lux Plus Life. I just recently uploaded a post. I went to a pajama party not very long ago, so check out those pictures. They're very, very cute. It was at a Selfie World in Indianapolis, which is about an hour from me. And I think that's all. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful Memorial Day weekend, and I will see you in month 11.